Khan and other panel members. Today I will demonstrate my system, which is designed for the Todela Golden Lions Club. The Todela Golden Lions Club is under the jurisdiction of the Lions Club International. So it is a service club organization, and the system is designed in order to help the club on its monitoring and record keeping of payments and donations. So I will be using the Cam Studio software to record my demonstration. So it is an open source software. So let's start now my demonstration. Now I will show you my system. So the URL of my system is Todela Golden Lions Club.net 46.net. So as you can observe, in order for the members to access their account, they must have a registered email and password into the system. Unregistered members won't be able to access the system. So for example, now I will write anything in the any email and password. So the system won't accept that and won't be able to continue, and it will display an error message that you have an incorrect email and password. But if you are a registered member, so you will be able to access your account. And if I press log out, and then go back, so since you already logged out, you cannot access your account again. The only way in order to access again your account is to log in again. So the purpose of the system it aims to enhance the monitoring and record keeping system of the Todela Golden Lions Club, and that includes the monitoring of its members' accountabilities and monitoring of the inflows and outflows of donation received by the club. The current system that the club use in its transactions are paper-based, and all the monitoring and record keeping is done by our treasurer, which is very difficult on her part because she is not working full-time in the club. So that is why I propose the system to the club in order to help her and its members to give an up-to-date information about their statement of accounts. Also, it will be helpful to the club to be well known to the community because all the information about the club will be posted here, including the events, news and events. The system contains 5 types of user accounts, and that includes the administrator account, the member account, the treasurer account, the president account, and the secretary account. I will discuss first the administrator account. So I will log in as an administrator. So this is the administrator's page. As an administrator, you have the rights to add user account, edit user account, delete user account, view user account, change password, backup database, and restore database. So I will discuss first how to add a user account. So I will add user into the system. So for example, if you were not able to fill up all the fields and then you will submit the form, then you will be given an error message that you must fill in all the fields. So I will add myself as a member. So as I've said a while ago, it has 5 user types. So we have an administrator, member, president, treasurer, and secretary. So I will add myself as a member. So as you can observe, we have two options in the member type. It is because if you are already a member, or if you are an extended member, no, of your relative, for example, if in other words, if you have already a family member in the club, then you will get a discount in your annual payment. So for example, if you have a sister, a brother, or your parents is already a member in the club, then your annual payment will be lesser from their annual payment to the club. So I will after filling up the form, then I will submit it. So in order for the user to activate his registration, he must go to his email address and then activate the account. So for example, I will add another user with the same username and email. So what will happen is that it will display an error message that the username is not available. And if I change the username but the email is still the same or already existed in your system, so it will also display an error message that the email is already in use. So in order to activate the user account being registered, so the user must go to his email address and check the email from the Lions Club. So this is the email that the user received to activate his account. So he will be informed of his password and email address, and then click deactivate now to activate your account, because if you will not activate your account, you will not be able to log in into the system. So for example, so I will log in into my into an account that I just registered. As you can observe, it will display an error message and won't allow me to continue. But if I will activate my account, so it will display a message that my account is already been activated, and then I was asked to click the link to log in. So after activation, I was able to access my account and display the information that I have just entered into the during my registration, or during the administrator's registration. So just in case I mistakenly, as an administrator, I mistakenly input some information in the member's account, so I can edit them. And also I have the options also to change their password, just in case they forgot their password. So also I have an option to search for the user if ever, so by typing in the search box. So for example, I will type, I would like to edit the username Chris, so it will display all Chris, all username, last name, or first name that has a name Chris. So as you can observe, so my username is Chris, and also in the ID7, my first name is Chris. So if I want to edit, for example, this username, I would like to edit the user Chris information. So I would like to change it from treasurer to member, and then change the first name to Ryan, for example. Then click save and update. So as you can observe, the account type from treasurer was changed to member, and the first name was changed to Ryan. So in deleting a user account, so it will display all the users in the system. So if you want, for example, to delete this particular user because you mistakenly input all his information, then you will just click the delete button option, and then once you click the delete, so the username is Chris, so Chris will be deleted from your system. So you don't have to worry about the monitoring of who deleted the account or who added the account, it is because it, it is posted in the transaction logging all the activities that is being done by the user. So if I want to go back to the main menu, then I will just click my username, and then so it will go back to the menu. So you can also view the accounts in your system and search for a specific user. And also, if I would like to change my password, then I should write my old password, because if I mistakenly write my old password, then it will display an error message. So for example, also if I mistakenly input my new password, confirming my new password, so it will also display please confirm new password correctly. So I must input the correct data in order for me to proceed with the changing of password. So if I input correctly the information and then click the save changes, so it will display that password changed successfully. So I will go back to the main menu. So if I would like to create a backup on my database, so I will just click this button and then it will automatically save a backup. Or as an administrator, I can also use the server's control panel in order to back up my database. So as you can observe, I have the option to make a new backup or generate new fresh backup, and also make backup available for download. So it will create a backup for your SQL files and also for your programs. So if I would like to restore the database I previously backed up, so I will just select from the files I previously backed up, and then submit. So if the file or if the database is successfully restored, then it will display this message. So that's all for the administrator's account. Now I will demonstrate the member account. So I will use a registered member in my system in order to access the member account. So as you can observe, the member information which is inputted by the administrator in registering the user is displayed in the member account. And also if I want to change, for example, the details of or change my information, so I will just go to the settings, and then edit info. So for example, I would like to change my name because I mistakenly use my nickname for example. So then save changes. So as you can observe, my name changed. And also in the settings menu, I can also change my password. So the same with the administrator password, I need to input the correct details of my password in order to save any changes, or in order to save my new password. Also, the member can view his statement of account in his account, no? So this will give the member an up-to-date information about his payments, and also the total amount to pay, no, in the club. So in this example, no, so the member will be aware that he will need to pay 16,870 for the club. Also has a feature where a member can pay his bill online. So he will just enter the amount. For example, I will pay 5 pesos. So the next button will connect you to the PayPal. So it will bill, no, the member of the amount we inputted in the system. So in order for you to continue the payment, the member is required to input his PayPal account. So once the member already entered his PayPal account, then he can pay online through his PayPal. Next, I will show the treasurer's account. So I will use an existing treasurer in my system in order to log in the treasurer's account. So this is the menu that the treasurer can choose. So the treasurer also, no, if he wants to change his password, so the same way nung nag-change tayo ng password sa administrator and sa member, and then I also have the manage billing, payment, donation, online transaction, transaction logging, generate report, and then backup database and restore database. The same with the administrator account, no, on how he back up his database and restore the database. So yung explain ko lang po is, since this is already explained in the administrator account, so I will explain the purpose of these menus. So manage billing have two options. So we have billing and other fees. Billing refers to the annual fee of the members. So the members' annual fee will be forwarded to the Lions Club International as a membership fee of the club. Other fees refers to the other payments aside from the member fees. For example, payments during Christmas party, payments for convention, local activities, t-shirts, and others. No? So, since the billing option refers to the member's fee, so all members are required to pay for it. Since extended family member have different rate from the original family member, we will have the option to set the rates, and if billed, no, it will automatically bill or update the statement of accounts of all the members. For example, I will set the original member fee to 500 and the extended family member to 250. Then set the due date, for example, to June. So the collection of fees in the Todela Golden Lions Club is semi-annual, so I will just set it to June so that the next payment will be billed in December. So then after setting the bill, then click save. So it will set the charges based on the settings you made. So the club won't collect any penalties from the members since the club believes to the commitment of its members. Once the member decides to quit or unable to pay his membership fee, then he will be removed from the club. After setting the bill, the treasurer will add a bill to all the members by pressing the add bill button. So once the bill is added, it will be automatically add to the statement of accounts of all the members. Other fees also has the same way of setting up the bill in the members fee. So if you bill all the members, for example, for a local activity, and then save, so it will automatically bill all the members for the local activity. So the difference is that you can also add fees to the individual members or specific member, since not all other fees are required to all members. For example, I will add fee to the account that we created a while ago. For example, 500, and that 500 will be for the convention. And then add. So once I added the fee, it will automatically be billed to the member. So the treasurer can also view the history of the other fees added into the account. So as you can see, no, the fee that I added into the account is displayed in the view fees. If the member would like to pay to the treasurer, then the treasurer will just click the payment button and search for the member's name in the list. So as you can observe, the fees that the treasurer billed to the members was posted in their statement of account. So for example, no, this is the account that we just created a while ago. So let's check, no, let's log into the member's account if it is also posted in his statement of account. So as you can observe, the statement of account of the member is also updated. So his current bill is 500, which refers to the member fee, and the other fees is 600. So let's go back to the treasurer account. For example, the member would like to pay for his membership fee. So he will just enter the amount and then click the pay, the treasurer, no? Then the treasurer will click the pay button. So as you can observe, no, it will display a message that thank you for paying your dues. Your next billing will be on December 2014. So go back to payment menu. So it is because, no, the Tadela Golden Lions Club will bill members semi-annually. So since our due date is in June, so the next payment should be on December. So if the member wishes to pay his other fees, then click the pay in the other fees. So I separated the payment of the member fee and other fees, since the collection of the member fees will be forwarded to the Lions Club International, while the pay other fees are local payments. So once you made any payment, it will automatically be deducted to your balance. And you can also view the history of your payment here, no, in the table of view payment. And if I, for example, would like to pay other fees, so payment for other fees must not exceed to the billed amount, since the member will pay for a specific item or for a specific event. For example, the specific amount of the t-shirt, or the specific amount to be contributed for an event or activity of the club. So unlike the member's fee, the member will have the option to complete his payment within a year, and if ever exceeds, it can be added into the next year's bill, since members are required to pay annually. So for example, if I enter the amount of 700, which exceeds the amount that I should pay, so it will display a message that the payment must not exceed within the amount to pay. So I'll go back. So I'll input the exact amount that I need to pay to the club for my other fees. So it will display, thank you for the payment. So as you can observe, no, my statement of account, or the statement of the account of the member, is automatically updated once payment has been made. So let's go back again to this account to check if his statement of account is also updated. So as you can observe, the statement of account of the member is also updated. So he still has amount to pay of 300, since his previous payment of the member fee is only 200. In the recording of donations, so we have two types of donation, the cash and the in-kind. So this plays a very important role in the monitoring of the inflows and outflows of donations. In the cash donation, so as you can observe, it displays the total cash available. So if ever someone would like to donate money to the club, then the treasurer will just select the option add and input the details of the donor. For example, Lions Club Cagayan, amount received 1,000, the date the donation is received, for example, and then if you have any additional information, then you can add it here. So to confirm the donation, so click the add button. So as you can observe, the cash was added to the total available cash donation received by the club. So if a cash from the donation is released, then the treasurer must select the release option. So he must indicate the amount released. So for example, 500. The date the donation was released, and for example, take note, he used it for example for the feeding program of barangay Dango, and then press release. So as you can observe, the 500 cash release is automatically deducted to the total amount of cash received by the club. So if the treasurer would like to view the history of the released cash, then he can choose the view option. So as you can observe, the last cash release is recorded. So below is the list of donors who donated cash to the club. For in-kind donation, so I can add an item, for example, from a different donor. So I fill up the necessary information about the donation. For example, the donor is name of item, toys. The donor is the Lions Club Cagayan. Number of items received, for example, 100. Date received. So again, you can add additional note if you like. So the toys, donated by the Lions Club Cagayan is automatically saved in the system. So for example, the Lions Club added additional toys, then I will just click the add option. And I'll add 50 toys. Then the date. So as you can observe, the number of items or the number of toys is updated from 100 to 150. So if ever the club release the items, or release an item, so for example, I will release 50 toys. And then I'll place a note that it is donated and then click the release button. So as you can observe, the total available items is lessened to 100 from 150. So the total items released is 50. So for example, you mistakenly input the number of items, so you can choose the edit option. So for example, number of items received is only 140 instead of 150. Then since you already released 50, then you will have an available so your remaining toys will be 90. So save the edited information. Again, all the changes that is being made in the system is logged or can be viewed in the transaction logging by the treasurer, president, and secretary of the club for transparency. So as you can observe, so it is updated. And then if you want to view, for example, the details, so for you donated 50 toys to the children of Barangay Aguada, and then the changes made, or the changes made, or the items that you edited is also recorded in the view details. In the online transaction, the treasurer will confirm that he or she receives the amount the member paid or guest donated online. So once the treasurer confirms the amount received, for example, I will confirm the payment of this account. So it will be automatically added to the member payment, no? Or I mean add to the payment of the member and update his balance. Also with the donation online, so if the donation is received, so this is a cash donation. So it will be automatically added to the cash donations received by the club. So let's check now with our cash donation. So as you can observe, the 5 pesos is added to the total cash donation. The transaction logging, as you can observe, log all the changes made into the system's database, including who logs in and logs out into the system. The generate report will have 2 options, namely the donations and payments. So it is the summary of the cash and in-kind donations received by the club. While payments is the summary of the payments of the members. So I will explain this in the president's account, since the options are also available in the president and secretary account. Backup and restore database in the treasurer account don't have any difference of what I already explained in the administrator account. Now I will demonstrate the president's account. So I will log in as a president. So this is the president account. So the change password in the president account is the same in changing password of the other user accounts. And generating report can also be done by the treasurer and secretary of the club. For example, I would like to check the donations that I received from January from January 1 to February 28. So it will display all the donations received from this particular dates. So if I would like, for example, to print this generated report, then I will just click the print button and then proceed with the printing. So if I would like also to generate a report of the donations released on these specific dates, it will also generate a report of all the donations released on those specific dates. So if I would like to check the detailed information of the released donations, so I can view the details in the view details option. Also, the total cash donations available can also be viewed and monitored in the President account. So if I would like to print this, so I can print to give me an idea of how of the total cash donation available in the club. So the President can also view the transaction logging. So as I already explained in the Treasurer's account, the view payment list will give a summary of all the current balances of the member, and it has an option to generate members with balances and without balances. So for example, I would like to check members with balances. So it will display all the members that still have balance to the club. While if I choose the members without balances, so it will also display members without balances in the club. So I also have an option to print the generated report. So if I want to view all, then I'll choose the all option. So actually, I will log out of this account and go to the secretary account. So I will log in as a secretary. So as you can observe, the secretary account don't have any difference to the president account. Since the secretary's job will assist the president, then he will also have the rights to help the president in monitoring the club's transactions. As a visitor, you can view the About Us, Contact Us, and Donate links. So in the About Us link, the visitor can view all the details about the Todela Golden Lions Club. And just in case someone is interested to join the club or to know more about the club, the visitor can email or contact the following persons. And if ever the club has an upcoming event, so it will be posted here. Visitors can also donate online. So donation online can be done if the visitor have a PayPal account. So our online payment will only support PayPal. So if ever you don't have a PayPal account, then below are the other options. So for example, I would like to donate online. So a message will display that please click the button below to connect to PayPal and confirm the amount you donated. So I will need to input the amount I would like to donate, and then log into my PayPal account. So I would like, for example, to donate 5 pesos to the club. So I will click donate. So I already sent my donation to the club. So I will open the club's PayPal account to check if my donation arrived. So my donation of 5 pesos has been received by the club.